So it has been a hot minute since we've had a good day of fishing. It is 72 today. We are not fishing, but tomorrow we are going to fish. We're going to be on the backside of a 3-day warming trend and we're going to hit the river. I think a lot of fish will be moving about. I don't really know what to expect, but that's kind of why I like this time of year. You get a lot more of an aggressive bite, but you still get a little bit of the predictability of winter that when you do find them, usually they're still very pockety. We're taking the Old Town 120 out today. Going to take a lot more rods than I normally do. Mostly because I want to experiment. We're going to throw an assortment of things and just kind of go out there and have fun, but I am absolutely desperate to catch a fish. And I don't know how I'm going to react if today doesn't go well.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh. He ate it. He ate it.
Solid start here on Calcutta.
Dude, I think I've been sleeping on this kind of bait.
Morning kayak launching when it's like 33 degrees is definitely spicy, but we're doing a stretch of river that I like to fish sometimes. It can be really good, it can be really bad sometimes, but we're out here. Cole's got a new kayak and we're gonna see if we can get on some fish. We're gonna try out the $10 reel that I got, which we'll do a full video on that later, but we're gonna be using a $10 Shimano spinning reel, which should be interesting.
It's warm enough that I don't feel like I have to move this jerkbait at the speed of a turtle. There we go. Oh, that's a little smallmouth. Dude, he came right off that log. I knew there had to be one on the back side of it.
First smallmouth on the Conquest Shallow Edition. I made like a really short little pitch right there and he hit it and then he missed it and he hit it again, but we're throwing that. That's actually the X80 trick darter in Sunset Teaser, which is arguably one of the greatest smallmouth colors ever made, but full 11 incher to start the day. Water temps are in the high 40s, almost 50, but he came right off that log right there. But solid start here on a Calcutta.
Dude, that was a no doubt bite. That was an aggressive, I was working that pretty aggressive too. We're gonna catch some fish today. The fact that we caught one right there is a great sign. I honestly think there's probably more on it. I got one. Oh, baby. Dude, that's a little chunker. All right, well that didn't take long. Look at that. That's two fish. He was hooked all weird, so he was like doing like a wibbly wobbly.
But I decided to put on something a little bit more flamboyant in the Sunset Teaser, and I'm using the more aggressive jerkbait. With the water being, you know, almost 50 degrees, it makes a lot more sense to throw something a little bit more aggressive like this trick darter.
Ooh, I just got thumped right there. So yeah, we're gonna hit 50 today for sure. 50 degrees. Oh man, I just got wrecked, dude. Holy moly. He's not very long, he's just round. That is a round one right there.
So I know these fish are moving, but that one, you can see the mud on his belly. Ooh.
These fish are fired up today, so all about the same size. Man, he wrecked that thing.
Gave him a comment he didn't like. Put it on his sleeve of all the
Oh, dude. Dude, I just had a faller. Oh. He ate it. He ate it. No way.
Is it a good one?
No.
Oh my god, we're doubled up, dude.
What on earth? I can't believe I just caught that.
Doubled up, dude. Oh my god, it's good thing. It's on.
I can't believe I just caught that. Fish followed it in and
It's cold, like it's winter still, it's February, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna throw it back there, and I start figure eighting this thing, and he actually comes back and smokes it. I honestly
am flabbergasted that this fish ate like that. Because usually this time of year, they're not that aggressive. All right, I'm gonna let mine go. Cole caught a walleye though. Let's see it on my front cam here. That's a decent one, dude. That's an eater. Let me see its tail. Oh yeah, that's a walleye. All right, so that is like 5 or 6 on this. That is the X80 trick darter. And this is, I think, one of the original mega bass jerkbaits actually, but it's a lot more erratic. So like it doesn't take as much to kind of get it going, but we're using a real bright color. There's a lot of stain in the water today. Let's see if we get a couple more, but first couple ones on the shallow edition. I'm gonna try this minnow down out in the middle.
That's a chunker, dude. Look at that.
Dude, this wind is something else. Oh my gosh, he came up and ate it right in front of me. There's like 3 of them with it. This is the big of the day for sure for me. On the $10 spinning reel. Where's that drag when I need it? Come on, start pulling. All right, $10 spinning reel. That drag did not engage well. I'll tell you that much. All right, so there was like 3 smallmouth in that pod, and I'd say I caught the medium one. There was a smaller one and a bigger one with it, but check that out. That is the Z-Man 4-inch jerk shad just on a ball head jig. Solid little smallmouth, but just out here winter fishing, just kind of slow rolling, jerking this bad boy around. It's probably, but we caught that on the $10 Shimano FX, which the drag did not want to engage there. So that was odd, to say the least. Dude, I almost sight fished that. I saw him like coming in and I was like, is that a fish? So I just killed it.
Yeah.
And then like a whole pod of them just swarmed on this fluke.
So mad about it. Yeah, oh.
Dude, he hit that like shallow. I don't know if this is big or not. Where's he going? He's not very big. Solid one though. Dude, he hit that shallow. So they're eating this little jerk shad. It's a little easier to throw this than the jerk bait. Late winter. Well, I think we found some of the littler ones.
Just some pocket water.
All right, so I switched back to the jerk bait here. Just, I don't know, it's just a little bit easier to control. But we had a good run there on the 4-inch. Oh, dude, this is so dangerous. What am I doing? Get those pliers out. But no shortage of little guys today. All right, so caught some fish in the first hole. Dragging up to the next. This water is really deep right here, but there's a ton of debris in the water, and it's making it tough to navigate. So haven't really found the quality I've been looking for. We've caught one nice one so far, but I'm hoping this next hole has some changes. I'm looking for those bigs. I'm actually going to try a 4-inch Diezel Minnowz as a compromise.
That kind of sucks.
Ooh, I just got thumped right there. That was a fish right there. See that?
Like
There we go. Oh, dude, this drag is very underwhelming. Not a good drag on this reel. That is its one fatal flaw. 5-inch Diezel Minnowz on that. Let's see here. What's going on with this net? How did I manage to do this? The problem with this Vision, or with this jerkbait, is it's sinking a little bit. So I'm going to put on the Vision 110 because I can control where it sits in the water column a little bit better. So And that's that new color. That's frozen shad. So it's a pretty dope color. That's honestly the best color from a fishing standpoint they've come out with in a long time. Look at that. Dude, they are loving that thing.
Oh, God. Right on my net.
He saw your net and didn't want anything to do with it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh baby, that is a big one, dude. Oh, dude, I knew this would be the change, man. Dude, he wrecked that thing. I knew this would be a good change. Look at that. That's a beautiful smallmouth. All right, let's see how long he is. I don't know that he'll go 20. $19.5. That's a solid fish, man. Look at that. This is what we came for. We made a change to a more shallow running jerkbait that I can control the depth, and she just absolutely hammered it. So she was a little on the light side, only 3.6 pounds, but still a nice fish. All right, back in the juice. Man, that water is cool. So I caught that on the shallow edition, which we just got. Did really well. This thing bombs these little jerkbaits. I did not get it as a jerkbait reel. I just knew that it would be a jerkbait bite today, and I really wanted to try it as a jerkbait. You can really feel the thump through the reel because it's all metal. It reminds me of the Bantam in that. Is that a fish? It is. What the heck? Oh my, what the heck?
Off that log.
He's just thick. He's like a literal football. He was off that bank.
Oh, it wasn't off this log?
No, he was way out there. I shouldn't have netted him. Should have just flipped him. Dude, he was head shaking like crazy. Cool. Broke the hook. Look at that.
Look how tall it is.
He just felt heavy. That was a pretty fish.
That, like, about as perfect as a smallmouth gets right there, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably like a 3-something. Most people probably wouldn't have fished this color because it's like one of those megabass jerkbaits that is a rare color. It's got the yellow belly. It's called frozen shad. But the worst part is that now we're at a scenario where if we like this color and want to keep throwing it, we have to essentially pay the premium to buy a Respect Series color. But this is by far one of the coolest ones they've come out with in a long time. So I don't know, frozen shad, that's a fish catcher. So we're gonna change the hook out on this bad boy. I want to keep using this color. It's a good color. That's 2 solid fish in a row. I think I'll just steal one. All right, so we've reloaded new hooks. I'm gonna bend these back in too a little bit. The secret to megabass hooks is never putting any pressure on them. They are designed to not take any pressure. That fish was like way out in the middle just doing nothing. So I don't know what these fish are doing today. I think the sun coming out is helping a ton though.
I want to show you real quick.
Oh! Dude, they're busting on bait behind us.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw a bait boil and a big smallmouth came up and ate a bunch of them.
I almost wonder if we ought to not give that
Dude, last time it did not matter. This is about to be the goofiest catch of all time. Oh, he actually ate it. Oh. Oh, dude, he actually ate it. Maybe he'll come back for it. I don't think I got hooks at him. I think he just grabbed it. Why are you so crappy? This is not a good drag. I guess I can't complain too much for $10. Dude, that's a bigger fish than I thought it was. That was on the $10 spinning reel. We'll talk more about that later, but that's a solid fish on the spinning rod with the, that's the Diezel Minnowz. We've been having a lot of success with that this year, but beautiful fish. Ooh. All right, now to figure out why my GoPros don't want to work. I'm actually a believer in just a paddle tail lately. Just straight paddle tail, just simple. There we go. He came back for it. Dude, they're in a weird spot. I think they must have moved down here as the day went on. Dude, that's another nice, solid smallmouth. There we go. Look at that. Right off the bottom. I'm just reeling the swim bait just so slow so that it's just like a few feet off the bottom, and a lot of them are just coming up and eating it. We're finding smallmouth all over the place though. I'm actually kind of having fun throwing this swim bait.
But I was brought up.
It's a long torpedo. Dude, he's pushed way up here. All right, well, another on the spinning rod. It's another quality fish, man. Look at that. More on the minnow. I started throwing the minnow because it's just a little bit easier to keep it where I want it to be, but I don't think there's really much difference between this and the jerkbait today. They're almost like 1A and 1B, but that's a beautiful fish. Muddy belly. I'm telling you, he's in the mud. You can see the mud on this fish's belly. So, Diezel Minnowz. Anyways. Dude. No, but I mean, they're just like crushing this. This is definitely more fun than this blows that last trip out of the water. All right, another on the minnow. Come on, baby. I know you're in there. You got it? That's not the same fish. He didn't hit it nearly the same. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just all a lie, guys. Maybe this is the fish that made me. Dude, I can't believe how many I'm catching on this. This is a fun bite. I feel like these paddle tail. Oh, sitting there talking to Cole and I lost him. That was another solid one. I think they're the largemouth. That's not surprising. All right, so we caught our first largemouth of the day. I knew it was a little guy when he hit. I don't think he was that little, but little enough. We're gonna throw down this edge here. Hang on. It's another largemouth out of this creek mouth. So these largies get up in this creek mouth and they probably live in the creek during the year. And then they probably sit down here in the winter here, in the winter months, in the cooler months. Just because there's not a lot of deep water there. So this fish is probably here, and then he moves up into this creek as the season goes. All right, another one on the Diezel. Ugh. That's a fun bite. It's a fun bite. So this is the minnow I've been using. It's just a tungsten ball head, size 3 hook, and it's just a really compact, easy eat for most smallmouth this time of year. They're a little bit more aggressive. The jerkbait's working, but this is just really easy to keep in the right water column, especially because the water depths have changed so rapidly, and you can pretty much throw this anywhere. So.
Oh, the one for the.
Dude, he ate that on the fall. It's not a very big one. Where were these fish when we came through here the last time? Well, I think the wind might have been hurting us too.
Well, the wind helped us. All the biology.
Oh, okay. Maybe this is, no, nope, I don't think this is the one. This is kind of fighting like a walleye though. What we got here? Ah, it's just a solid smallmouth. This isn't what we're looking for. Get these smallies out of my walleye net. Dude, this is actually a very respectable fish. Now that's more like it. That is a solid smallmouth here on the Diezel Minnowz. That is a chunker for his length. Beautiful muddy belly. There's been a reoccurring theme today is the mud on its belly. But get back in. Dude, I think I've been sleeping on this kind of bait. The way they eat this is actually like very like, if it reminds me of like a jerkbait bite, but you can fish it way more like, dude, this is like the same fish Cole caught earlier. Look at his head. Look at the scar on this dude's head.
I'm surprised it didn't kill that fish.
Put him back in. I won't leave him out too long. I'd be shocked if something's in this creek, but it's a worm, so you never know. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's off, dude. Yeah, it was like rip and drag. Well, that's a wrap on a pretty awesome day of 2 different jerkbaits and the Diezel Minnowz. It seems like that was the 2 tickets. We threw a few other things, but it didn't really work out the way we wanted it to. But man, it felt good just to get out here on the river and catch some. And it goes to show you that this time of year, those minnow profile baits are huge, huge. Small 3 to 4 inch paddle tail like the Diezel Minnowz, which I'll link all this down below. Additionally, jerk baits are good all the way up through spawn. Like right now is like my favorite time to throw a jerkbait, actually, like February into March. So super good day.